finding a stranger's clothes in our house. I think my wife is cheating on me.
Or just plain dress up.
Just plain dress up. About 6 months ago, I noticed an undershirt folded up in my dresser drawer. The weird thing was that the label wasn't from any of the brands that I have, and there was only one of that kind. I tried it on, and it clearly didn't fit me. I assumed that it was an old shirt of mine that somehow got brought out of storage and tossed it. By the way, this comes from ThrowBro256 on the OK Storytime subreddit. So 2 months later, I find a pair of men's jeans, clearly not my size, folded on the top of the dresser. This was after I was at a conference for a few days. A conference was in my town, but I was gone from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. pretty much every day. I asked my wife about it and family who had visited recently. Nobody had any idea where they came from. I started to suspect something was up, but decided that it would be in the best interest of my relationship to just ask once and then trust my wife's response. I tossed the jeans and moved on. This morning, I found a men's polo shirt hanging in my closet. Not my size, and is a brand from a store that I don't shop at and haven't even stepped foot into for nearly a decade. This only days after I returned from an out-of-town work trip. I confronted my wife, demanding answers. She claims that she knows nothing. Where are these shirts coming from?
They're just appearing.
I started by asking her why she thinks I'm upset. She jumped straight to, "You think I'm cheating." I asked her to put herself in my shoes and try to explain how else I could interpret this pattern. Me being gone, men's clothes showing up in my house. She never answered the question. We went back and forth, never screaming or throwing things, for about an hour with the shirt lying on the table between us. I kept saying that, "I don't know," is not an acceptable answer. She ended with, "Or what?" Ooh. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I said that I needed answers one more time and got straight up from the table and left to go back to work. Historically, I do trust her, but I can see how easily lies come out of her mouth when speaking to her family over seemingly small things. She grew up in an overbearing household and she knows how to cover her tracks. During the conversation, I asked if I could go through her cell phone, something I have never done before or even tried to do. Of course, nothing of note. Something is happening. The pattern is clear to me. Am I overreacting? How should I proceed? Edit. Thanks for all the insight, folks. I've been internalizing all of this and trying to remain objective. It's easy to jump to a conclusion about cheating, and yes, the evidence does seem damning. Danging. There is some advice in the comments about next steps and many with differing perspectives on what else could have happened. This has certainly helped me step back and assess the situation more clearly. We had a multiple hour-long conversation. She called in my in-laws about the clothing. I called my folks with the same questions. I was given her phone to go through again. I even did some digging with ISP to get connected devices and website text from cells, etc. No answers anywhere. At the end of the day, I chose to not blow up my entire life, walk out, lawyer, take the kids and run, and instead chose to proceed with caution. If she is cheating, she knows she is going to be heavily scrutinized and will eventually be caught without actual evidence. If not, I avoided destroying my family over nothing. Lots of you will disagree with me, I'm sure. But this is my life, and there are nuances at play here that haven't been and won't be shared. And there is an update. What do you think's going on?
I don't know. I mean, it's just a little suspicious that she's just like, I don't know how that got there.
Yeah, it's like, who else is in the house?
Yeah.
Got a ghost?
I was putting clothes in the dresser.
Just putting clothes in there?
Like, I don't know.
I think that I was kind of leaning in like, oh, this seems like cheating.
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone is so bamboozled. It seems that I'm like, maybe there is another thing going on. Like everyone's like, I don't know.
There's someone living in the walls.
Yeah.
And also using your dresser.
Using your closet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's just kind of strange. Either she's like a pathological liar or something is going on.
Something's
up. But there is an update. I just kind of want to know.
Yeah. Let's find out.
Oh, but actually, before I do, I think it is smart that OP wasn't like, let's just divorce.
Yes.
Because you don't
We've seen
have
so many
proof.
stories that are like that, where they're just like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And then
but it's like
so many more problems. But
yeah. And I think, do they have kids? They have kids.
Yeah.
They have kids. So actually, maybe is it the kids? Did we ask the kids about this?
Good question. Actually.
Yeah.
Did anyone like stay in your house recently?
Yeah.
And then
well, they said they talked to the family who had stayed.
Oh, okay,
and it wasn't them. But yeah, I think it's a good idea to just like suss it out first.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it some time. Don't make any rash decisions.
But there's an update. I left off on Tuesday calm. accepting that there had to be something more to the story. The last thing I wanted to do was blow up my life for no reason. Lots, about 75% of folks instantly jumped to cheating, which is understandable given the context. The other 25% either thought it was fake or needed more info, because the idea of folding/hanging clothes in the closet of the person you're cheating on is so outlandish, which is also understandable. I was committed to finding answers that proved my wife's innocence, which we eventually did.
Ooh,
Okay.
let's see.
Out of all the 7.5 million views and 7K plus comments, the one thing that we all missed was the possibility of clothing being donated to us, which ended up being the case.
What? From who? And then it ended up
In your
in
closet?
your closet?
That doesn't make sense.
Also, humble brag about all those views.
Yeah, it's like 7K,
After so
millions of
much.
views. My
But-
wife is thrifty and baby clothing is expensive. Are you giving babies men's clothes?
Yeah.
One of the ways we have curbed the cost is by frequenting social media marketplaces, looking for those who are cleaning house. During the process, it seems that folks would include more than just baby clothing in their donations. It took some digging, but eventually we found the previous owners for both the pants and the polo and confirmed that it did indeed come from them. Okay, but how did it wind up in your closet?
Right. Was it something that was like hung up, or because I thought
It was
like
something
a
that was
folded.
hung up or folded. Oh,
Something was folded, right? Or was
I think
it?
they said hung up.
It said like
Hold on, I'm
folded
gonna look
/
up.
hung up. But earlier in the story, I thought it was folded in the dresser.
This morning, I found a men's polo shirt hanging in my closet. So it was both folded and hanging. That still doesn't make sense to me. Regardless of whether or not it's been donated, someone put it in your closet.
Yeah, like I feel like the only way that would happen is if the things you're getting is like pre-folded and you just took the stack and put it in. Or if they're pre-hung up, you just took the hangers and hung it up.
But even then, I feel like if my husband was like, where did these come from? I would be like, oh,
Yeah, like,
we just recently got a bunch of donations. It was probably that.
right.
Like
that
not, I don't know. You couldn't
Yeah.
think of anything?
would, right.
Come on. What is this? Sorry if you think it's fake. Maybe it's time you get off the internet. That's it? I'm sorry.
That's us. He's talking to us.
He said, I'm not getting off the internet. That's stupid. That was a bad, that didn't answer anything.
That did not prove her innocence,
That
Your
did not
Honor.
prove
We
her
need
innocence
more.
at all.
We need more proof.
It feels like you just took that so easily.
Took that so easily.
Now I'm back on maybe she's cheating because how did those wind up in the closet and
I
she did
don't
not think.
understand.
What?
I
Terrible.
don't understand. This case is not closed.
Not
you are not proven
closed.
innocent.
I, Nancy Drew, say that this case is not solved.
Yeah.
Put in the comments whether you think that case was solved because personally, that's us.
Personally, I don't believe so.
I don't believe
But I
it
will
one
say on
bit.
the internet. So
Yeah, you can't push me off the internet. I'll do what I want.
right.
But that's the end of that story. So we'll see you next time.